Well, hello everybody. I hope you're keeping well. I'm here to talk about prayer spaces and appreciate that some of you will have done this before and recognise that normally we do it by taking over a year 6 classroom or going into the Lady Grove room and completely redecorating it, putting up some gazebos and putting up fairy lights and doing some interesting things with paper and with Play-Doh and with pipe cleaners and goodness knows what else. Obviously, with COVID-19, this is being done slightly differently in your classroom, and I am doing this via film rather than being present with you. So prayer spaces, what is prayer? Well, Christians and I think all other religions engage in prayer and understand it to be a case of talking to God. We can do it talking out loud or we can just do it thinking in our heads. But that's just half, I would say, of the process. As well as talking, it's also about listening to God. Believing that God will talk to us himself, whether that be out loud, and some people will say that they've actually heard a physical voice, or maybe similar, they will just experience this thought come into their head that they believe to be of God rather than their own thoughts. So it's a case of talking to God and listening to God. It's very much, I guess, like your friendships with your classmates and your neighbours. We all need to be given the opportunity to talk as well as to listen. And prayer is just a way of developing our friendship with God. So where do people pray? Well, there's some obvious places. Most religions have a particular special place to pray. Christians will meet in a church or a cathedral. But other religions will have things like mosques, temples, gurdwaras, synagogues. They may just simply have a little shrine on the side of a road where maybe there's a little symbol or a little statue, an opportunity to stop and pray. But actually, well, here's a few other places where you can pray.
You can pray in the forest, pray in the street. You can pray on the exercise equipment. And you can pray in a puddle. You can pray in the footpaths. You can pray in your car. Just remember to keep your eyes open. You can pray in your garden.
You can pray in the bath as a way of saying, sorry for the things I've done wrong. Please wash me clean. Yep, you can even pray in the toilet. In fact, you can pray anywhere. Christians and other religions believe that God is present with us wherever we are. He's present with me in my room, in my dining room here at home, at the same moment that he's present with you in your classroom or wherever you happen to be. And so, because he's there with us, we can pray to him and listen to him wherever we might be. No doors, no walls, no chains, no bars can keep God out. So that's where we can pray. How about sort of what times of the day we can pray? Well, here's a few ideas.
You can pray in the morning. Yes, you can. When you wake up, to say thank you for a good night's sleep and I hope today goes well. You can say a prayer at meal times to say thank you for the food that you're about to eat. Or perhaps you can think about those people in other parts of the world whose plates are a bit like mine at the moment. And then, when you go to bed at night, perhaps you can say, thank you for today. I'm sorry for the things that I didn't do too well, but help me to have some lovely dreams tonight. Yep.
Yes, it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, morning, afternoon, evening, night time. We can pray to God any time, any day. God works 24/7 365 days a year, apart from on leap years when he does 366. He's always ready to listen. He doesn't clock off at any time. And so we can pray whatever's going on. We don't have to sort of think, oh, I've got to wait until a special time before I can talk to him. Any time of the day or night, we can pray to him. Another question, obviously, is how do people pray? Here's an explanation.
So how do people pray? What do they do with their hands and their legs and their bodies? Well, if you've ever been to a church or seen some Christians praying, you might see them kneeling down. They might have their hands together. They might close their eyes. They might even have their heads slightly bowed. If you've been to a mosque, you might see people with a little mat that they kneel on, and they will put their heads to the ground like that as they pray. But actually, reading the Bible, you will see that people pray in lots of different ways. Some people pray with their hands up in the air. Some people might just be simply sat. Some people actually even lie down flat out like that as a way of praying. The truth is, God has given us our bodies, our arms, our legs, every bit of us to express ourselves. And so we can express prayer in lots of different ways. Some people I know dance when they're praying. And certainly the activities that you're going to be doing shortly, well, I wouldn't recommend that you kneel or shut your eyes as you do them. You'll be using your hands and your brains and your thoughts in lots of different ways.
So, prayer, we have learned, is about talking to God, but it's also about listening to God, developing a friendship with him as he wants to develop a friendship with us. We've realised that we can pray anywhere. There's nowhere we can't pray to God. And that we can pray anytime. He's always ready and willing to listen and to have a chat with us. And we can pray any way we like. With our hands, standing up, sat down, however. And there may be loads of different reasons why we want to pray. You may have picked some up as I've done those little film clips. We can say thank you, we can say sorry, we can say help, we can pray for somebody else that we're concerned about. Loads of different reasons why we can pray. And so today, in your classroom, seems like as good a time as any to explore and reflect. Think about things that are going on in our lives and the lives of those around us, particularly with this COVID-19. I'm sure some of us will have different thoughts and concerns about friends and families and situations. Hopefully Prayer Space today will give you a chance to engage with God with those thoughts and prayers. And your teachers and teaching assistants will help you with the different activities to thinking about saying thank you or saying sorry or saying please help. One last thing that I always like to say about prayer. I've been into big rooms full of people praying where they've been shouting their heads off. They've been standing with their hands up in the air, shouting their praises to God, saying thank you, or maybe saying help, we're really going through something difficult. And I've also been into rooms which have got just as many people, but they've all been silent. You could hear a pin drop. Now, we're not asking you to be silent today, but equally, please don't be those shouty ones either. I don't know what's going on in each of our lives, but some of us may particularly be going, thank goodness we've got Prayer Space even during lockdown, because there's something going on in my life or something that I'm really worried about for somebody else that I just want to spend a moment reflecting and thinking and praying. So can we show respect to one another by keeping our voices at a fairly low level, a typical classroom work level. So I'm now going to hand over to the teachers and teachers' assistants. I just pray that God would bless each one of you as you engage with the different activities and bring your thoughts and your concerns and prayers to God. God bless.